Okay, NES Block 2020. Thank you so much to, I don't know how many of you are going to see this that participated this weekend, but thank you so much to everybody who was a part of this, everybody responsible for the setup, the runs, the organization, the heavy lifting, the labor. I may have been in charge of this, but I couldn't have done this without all of you. And I guess I just wanted to leave my final mark on it by closing out with it. Whoop, can't get anything out of that. So this is a game I actually wanted to learn for NES Block, and what was interesting was the fact that I was able to, with the help of the rest of the community, and being like Mr. R. Knight and Taro, and an old Chinese run from a runner who I can't remember. He unfortunately got banned from most leaderboards for other reasons, but the run was solid, and I picked up a lot of stuff from it. This is the Japanese version of The Adventures of Bayou Billy, called Mad City. The category any percent only refers to the Japanese version, whereas any percent for US is just called any percent NES, I think, as opposed to Famicom. I don't run that version because there's quite a few distinct differences. This version is easier in addition to the fact that it has speed strats that you just simply can't do in other versions. So, I'm going to go ahead and move back here. What is it doing? Okay, we'll go there. Alright, character control for start, and that's going to be on 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go, baby! Let's go. There you go,
Alright, so big thing you'll notice at first, jump kick's really good, especially when you don't have a weapon. It's easily your best tool when you don't have access to one. Oh, I didn't mean to kill him yet. Should have left that guy alive. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have to fight this guy. But it should be fine. A little bit of manip here, going to be moving through the swamp. I also apologize to anyone that can't hear this music, because this music's dope. This game's soundtrack is way too good. Move on through this way. So this guy in the pink vest has a stick, and we're going to go ahead and snag that, because this thing does great damage. This guy, I hope we're going to be able to get through. Don't kick us away, please. Okay, so we got kicked away from the previous guy, and I didn't think that would be in his favor. That's fine. Go snag it. A little bit high there. Snag food just because. Got a quick despawn strat here. I'm actually going to move up to the alcove between the trees, then move back down. That prevents the third guy from spawning for some reason. Move on to our first water section. Water is pretty terrible. You can't really walk through it because you move really slow. So we have to jump through it. Gonna kill those guys. Scuba guys are more annoying than difficult, but they can still be a pain. Especially when they appear in multiples like this. Guys in the white scuba suits have armor, so I actually have to jump kick that off of them, or else I lose my melee weapon. What are you doing? Switch over to my gun. Gun's really good at being able to just deal ridiculous amounts of damage really, really fast. As you can see, it takes out this guy with the big chest in 2 hits. Okay, very good. Last little stretch of water, we're just going to go down here to the bottom. Tend to stay on bottom pixel. I'd love to get what I call gator boost. That was actually one of them that's really good. If gators knock you to the right, then that's actually awesome because you get launched way farther than you would by moving. But it's really hard to do because getting them to line up properly with you is a challenge. The other challenge is that if they knock a stick out of your hand, you have to go retrieve it because you really want the stick for later stages. Not a great stage 1, but we're okay. Okay, for our first of 4 auto-scrollers, this is a rail shooter stage. What's weird about these stages is that there are ways that you can save and lose time that haven't really been determined by the community yet. We think it has to do with, like, additional enemy spawns that we have no control over. Not confirmed, mind you, but at the same time, we can't really figure out why it is either. Like, it's just a very strange thing. Couple items to go over. You hit the star, it kills every enemy on screen. If you hit a bullet, it gives you extra ammo. We don't want that because it counts down ammo at the end of the stage, similar to how Ninja Gaiden counts down Nimpo, so it's just losing frames. The bulletproof vest actually renders us invincible to gunfire in the meantime while we have it active. It's currently not active now. This section's fixed. It's always stopping. We just want to kill enemies as soon as they land, if at all possible. And I think these are some of the segments that can cause it to just lose time just because. It might just give you like more enemies. Not real sure yet. Guys hiding in the bushes always carry items. As mentioned before, the star kills everything on the screen. This is also, for those that not in the know, a segment that you can control using the zapper. And the zapper edition is, I think, a kind of a neat one. But I prefer to use the controller. I'm using the dog bone in this case. So for these guys here, we have the hourglass active, which means we don't lose ammo as long as it's active, and that's really good, because if we run out of ammo, we actually die. You can't hit 0 bullets or else the game kills you. We don't want to lose a life, because that means we lose stick for the next stage. Go away, please. That was not great, but okay. I'm going to take down as much as I can. I want to have about 60 bullets for the helicopter fight, and just hope for good luck here. Okay, no despawn yet. That's really good. Don't really like him staying centered, but I think this can work out. Okay, that was actually a really good fight. The bad luck comes in the fact that he can just completely despawn from the screen and just be a jerk. You have no control over it. All right, stage 3 in the Japanese version is incredibly short. You only have to fight 2 enemies before you go to the boss. Unlike the US version, where you have to fight a ton of enemies before you go to the boss. I don't like that guy getting away. I want to chase him. All right. That wasn't great. So this boss fight's really, really hard if I don't get the quick kill, which is why exactly why I'm going to go for it. So let's see what I can get. Ugh. Some of our groups, we used to say this guy looked like the anti-social network. We always thought it was really funny. So we didn't get the quick kill, but I should still be able to get a reasonable kill here as long as he doesn't throw me too much. I don't know if he throws me like once or twice, but I just don't want him to kill me. Not a very good fight. We're supposed to be able to just kill him in 9 straight hits, but he was a little bit too close to us once I knocked his armor off, so not the best situation, but at least we didn't die. Okay, so stages 4 and 5 are some of the more infamous stages. They're driving stages. In the US version, these stages are incredibly difficult, like super duper hard. Japanese version, it's basically easy Sunday morning driving. You don't have to do like a lot of really sharp left or right turns that can actually kill you. Helicopters can come in, but you can snipe them with dynamite. That guy was a little bit out of bounds, though. The most dangerous thing here are actually the other cars. If they back into you, you actually take a death. And we're definitely not trying to do that. Sure. So here's Gordon. Godfather Gordon is the boss of the game, or at least like the mastermind. He's not the technical final boss, but he is the person who's antagonizing us and who stole our girlfriend Annabelle. In this case, we can only despawn him by doing enough damage, but we're not even going to try, just because if we can do that, then there's a chance he might reappear, and that can actually cause us to lose time. So we're just going to let him on screen and do what he wants and just move from side to side. His pattern is fixed. He always goes from right to left and then back. Like, he'll never go from left and then back left. He's always going to go from right to left, so we can just dodge accordingly. Other than that, like I said, just basic auto-scroller. Trying to think of what else I can talk about. The cans you can get on the ground are 3 different colors. The ones we want to avoid are the blue and the gray ones, because those increase the time, and that increases frames at the end of the stage. The green ones can increase health, which really only matters if you hit like a rock or something, or if you have a nuke dropped on you by a helicopter. I'm gonna stay out of the way here. That blue truck's gonna despawn, so I don't care about it. Avoid the blue can. Music bops so hard. Alright, cool. Decent stage. And we didn't collect any more time, so we had less than 6 seconds left, and it takes like no time at all to count down. On to stage 5. It's driving stage also, which I think is what Feasel referred to it as at AGQ 2013. More or less the same, but it has different music. And this track is unique to this stage, and it's one of my favorites in the game. It's really good. We see a lot more helicopters in this stage, but they're not really that bothersome. We can just snipe them out of the air. The bigger issue in this stage is Gordon, who has a different colored car. He's in a red car, which can be the same as some of the basic cars that you see. Okay, so he spawns second. When Gordon spawns, it's random. Sometimes he doesn't spawn at all. It's very uncommon for that to happen, but it's awesome when it doesn't, because then we don't have to worry about him. We can just drive willy-nilly. Snipe this guy. Didn't really want to hit that oil slick, but I think we'll be okay. It only slows us down a little bit, but we might make a little bit back of that in like the frames we gain from not utilizing the time. Sometimes it's just safest to stay on the very middle line, but that can be a challenge. Boom, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm gonna get the health just cause. Don't need it, but why not? Easy enough. Timing your dynamite hits on the helicopters is kind of tough, but not terrible. It's fine. And their nukes only do damage. They can't actually... Well, I mean, they can kill you if you're low enough on health, but they're not like a one-shot kill like a car backing into you, which makes total sense to me. Okay, time's winding down. See where we are. Oh, missed it. Okay. Less than 5 seconds. That's not bad. Only lost a little bit of time between that oil slick, but other than that, that was pretty decent. Alright, so stage 6. This is in the this version of the speedrun, by far the most interesting stage. And here's why. You can do these manipulations next to these windows to cause enemies to not pop onto the screen and just cause them to leave. Well, I got one of them to go away, but that guy I had to kill. Sometimes you miss it. Okay, that one didn't work. It's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to use some time to kill these guys. We have a chance to despawn one guy here. That's becoming too far on the screen. Actually, maybe it was 2. Yeah, this is really bad. This guy should be dropping health, so I should be okay. He didn't drop health. That's not good. Maybe one of these guys will. These guys you can't despawn, so we have to kill them. Good thing they're not that difficult. You can get close to these guys and smother them. They can't really get out. Okay, that guy did drop health. Good. I'll go get that for some safety. Another quick, I don't recall this section as despawning. I'm trying to remember. Okay, this is the guys that come from off the balcony. You can actually despawn one of those guys. We haven't exactly figured out how yet. I only did it once by mistake. Okay. These guys are kind of annoying because they do have the whip. The whip is not stronger than the club, but it does have more range. So we're kind of in a bit of a pickle here. Alright, see if I can get a despawn strat here. Man, I'm really, really bad at this today. So what happens when you miss it is they just kind of aggro you and rush and try to get inside your sprite, and it's not good. Don't like this. Enemies in this game have very strange properties when they take hits and when they give hits. At this point, I'm just hoping to not take too many hits. We're gonna have upcoming enemy section that I'm really hoping to not have to deal with. Man, I did not do well at this today. Just don't want them stabbing me. Alright, so these guys can be the potential killers for this stage. These guys have armor. At least these guys will have armor. This one doesn't. I'm going to have to be a little bit shifty so not take too many hits. Normally I'm able to damage sponge through all this, but now I'm not really feeling it. Alright, cool. Got a perfect despawn that time. I did not want that to happen. Might be dead here. Chance I might be dead. I hope not, but it could happen. Okay. Yep, that's what I thought. Only got 1 health out of it early, and they ran roughshod over me. That wasn't good at all. So the good news is I lost the body armor, and I'll go into why that's good here shortly. It's not going to matter until like stage 8, and of course that spawned on top of the body armor. I did not want both of them. Sucks. Would not mind one of them punching the body armor off me, but I don't think that's going to happen. The guys in the brown vests are really aggressive. They're the ones that have the armor, so of course they're allowed to be. Really want the stick. Don't want the whip. Alright, that'll complete the stage. Really wish that had gone deathless, but that stage deathless can be really hard if enemies are not behaving the way you want them to. Alright, stage 7's another really hard one. This is our second rail shooter, and much harder than the first, because enemies in this stage have a much easier time of obscuring themselves. They can hide behind doors, they can hide behind windows. I'm gonna go ahead and... no reason to do that. The other issue in this stage is there's no health ups in a stage when you really, really need one. Except for one on a bike that moves way too fast for you to be able to catch. I mean, you can catch it, but it's like a very, very tiny window where you're actually going to be able to hit them. See those guys hiding up in the windows, you can barely see them, and they're just the worst. You get 2 enemies spawn at once. Like the dirt worst. Alright, I gotta be really alert on these guys. I might even have to pick up some extra ammo. Just to avoid dying. Alright, I had to get that ammo. Really don't like that I had to do that. Well, one thing to put over about ammo that I forgot about. If you, oh my god. These guys are so aggressive right now. If you take, if you gain ammo, or sorry, if you shoot an enemy and hit them, it doesn't drain your bullets. It only drains the bullets if you miss. If you saw there, I lost a bullet from that miss, but didn't when I got the hit. Okay, so from her, from this biker, I guess I assume it's female, I'm gonna go ahead and obtain this vest. Part I'm really worried about right now is I only have 2 health, and that's really dangerous for the boss upcoming. Like, I don't think I'm in a good spot at all. So I'm probably standing to lose a pretty good amount of time. I'll definitely lose a lot of time if I take a death, and death seems extremely likely. Oh god, no. He shot me just as it ran out. What a cheater. What a cheater. Alright, the boss fight is unfortunate. It's just another damage sponge of a fight. Oh my god, these guys are awful right now. Yeah, I'm having the worst luck on this stage. I really don't know what to say. They gave me a super difficult seed. So I'm probably going to take a death here on the boss since I'm only at 1 health, and you'll have to hit me like 1 time. Yep, that was a knife. I can't have a good marathon run of this game, not even on a day I've been watching video games for 20 hours. What a chip. Just draining the bullets because I don't want to have to see them. I don't need more than like 60. So I'll save what time I can. Okay, so the bigger guy is easier to kill, as you can see. Smaller guy's a little bit more annoying, but shouldn't take that long, ideally. So that does get rid of all of our items for the next stage, which I'm honestly not that bothered about because we don't really need them per se. The tricky part in stage 8 is making sure you can optimally kill every enemy that you see, and that's really hard, because for one thing, we want that gun, like, real bad. And we didn't get it, because he screamed for it first. The problem with going after the guns is as soon as you release a gun, enemies just scrounge for it, as you can plainly see. Like, they're just hounding for them. We've already taken a lot of damage, so are also in trouble. It's not been a good run of this game. Leave me alone. Oh my god. I've got a lot of aggressive enemies in this seed. So this section's where things are going to turn a little bit dangerous because I have to melee all these guys. These guys all have armor, so I can't shoot them. At least not yet. That's not good. Okay, yeah, I wanted to test that. Yep. Part that really sucks is I had no chance to retain the gun, because we're past the first segment of enemies. Yeah, these guys are just kind of awful. It's better to have a lot of health when you're fighting them, but I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't have grabbed that. Probably won't even be able to do the quick kill on the dog lady now. It's unfortunate. I'm gonna try and do this. Okay, so that was reasonable, but not what I wanted. Because now I have to deal with this. Yeah, because, so what happens is you're supposed to be able to get a 2-hit kill, but it only works if you have the gun. Not so much if you don't. Not great. Actually, I still have bullets left? Why did I have bullets when I took a death? Oh, well, whatever. Guess I wasn't paying enough attention. Alright, stage 9. Probably not going to be underestimate, but I am going to go for the quick kill on Gordon here. I'm going to go, like, up here, down here. It takes 9 hits, and I'm just hoping he doesn't hit me so I can kill him in 9 hits in a row without him knocking me back, and it didn't work. Still did pretty good. So I got 7 hits before he knocked him away, so that was actually great. Now with Rocky and Rocco here, the blue twin only takes 4 hits if we don't have the body armor, which is why I didn't want it to begin with. Red one still takes 10, so as soon as we kill him, we'll go rescue Annabelle, and that's going to be the end of the run. Alright, reasonable. Gonna move to the door to rescue our lovely, and that's gonna be time. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna be an arrestment with 3 deaths, but had some rough business with some of those enemies. They were giving me some really aggressive patterns that I wasn't used to. Plus, I missed some despawns in stage 6. But I'll be honest, somewhat selfishly, I wanted to close the marathon with this, not because I'm running it, but because for those at least at home that can listen, the music and the ending music in this game is my favorite ending theme on the NES, and I think it's just the appropriate ending theme for NES Block. This was all just one big labor of love, and it was just so cool to finally be in charge of it. Even though I've been a part of the previous 2, this is the first one where it was like mine to helm, and I think it turned out pretty great. What do you guys think? Turned out pretty good? Cool. Glad y'all enjoyed themselves. That's going to do it for us. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up after 20 hours of being at this laptop, something like that, on rotation. All right, thanks again to my lieutenants Kong, Sai, and Mega, and all of our runners. Again, thank you. Thank you for our viewers. We'll be seeing you, well, you'll be seeing this at the end of the full stream of videos, I guess, but you'll have heard from us at the beginning discussing how it broke down. But can't wait to speak to the 3 of you again, and everybody have a great night. We'll see you at SGDQ.